Coming up on Here's the Truth. City officials are working to solidify a plan to reconstruct a police precinct left in ruins.
If we don't become real practical and tactical and pragmatic about how to take the first step, we won't take any step.
Hear what community leaders are saying with residents still on the fence about the future of policing. And we'll take you to the recording studio where the power of music is transforming tomorrow's stars. Plus, we go for a joyride with Daniel the violinist. Here's the Truth starts right now. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm independent journalist Georgia Fort. We begin with MPD's 3rd Precinct site still abandoned and barricaded nearly 3 years after it was burned down. Now, the city of Minneapolis is working to find a new location to station police, despite the fact that the people they serve are still on the fence. A place that once housed hundreds of MPD officers now sits as a pile of rubble. Engulfed by flames after George Floyd was murdered in 2020. And in present day, Minneapolis city officials are working to find where exactly the 3rd Precinct will live moving forward. The city of Minneapolis has presented the community with 2 options: either a complete restoration of the existing building at the corner of East Lake Street and Minnehaha Avenue, or a new location a few blocks away.
What do you feel like will happen next, and what kind of timeline do you think if you had to?
Yeah, there hasn't really been much of like a communication of what is going to happen, how it's going to work. All I know is I think floating around decisions being made maybe July, June.
The city held 5 community listening sessions earlier this month and rolled out a survey for residents to weigh in. On top of that, Councilmember Jason Chavez is making rounds of his own.
There's a reason I said you need to meet with each council member, because we all have different connections to different communities, and we want to bring insight and our own perspective into this process, and that didn't happen, right? So now you're hearing community having a complete backlash in every single session.
I mean, I think from the city's perspective, until there is something different than the aspect, right, of policing that we know today, with us having precincts in other areas of the city, they are very much committed to seeing a 3rd precinct exist.
Tabitha Montgomery is the executive director of the Powderhorn Park Neighborhood Association, which is headquartered 2 miles away from the 3rd precinct.
There's certainly the trajectory or the spectrum of people who believe that there should be no police, right, versus people who believe that there should be more resources for alternate forms of policing for different situations in order to help keep our community safe and for well-being to be attained for all citizens and not just some citizens.
Tabitha believes elected officials are dropping the ball on their approach to redeveloping the site.
There's not widespread what I would call anger or disbelief, but when you talk to people who are beginning to become aware that what the city might be calling now is their current engagement series related to what should happen to the 3rd precinct, there's a lot of people who feel that they were not aware. There's people who have specifically said, well, where do we start first with the trauma and the healing from the trauma that took place? Is that the city's responsibilities? What role do they see themselves as playing to have those conversations before we start talking about property?
I think the better way to have gone about this is, 2020 happened. 2021, you would have done a truth and reconciliation process. Instead, we're doing what happened in 2020, 2021, 2022, and somehow putting it all together in 5 public sessions and letting people have their trauma, PTSD, and pain all into the public.
There is time to, I think, retch back and look at what the original vision for the community engagement process was going to look like, which was a 12-month process, not a series of 5 community sessions that would happen within a span of 7 days.
She tells us several community leaders have voiced their distrust in MPD and are calling for the city to put a pause on their plans for the 3rd precinct.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, Precinct 3 has got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho.
A stance Tabitha says should not be the center of attention.
Do I believe we could get to a point where there could be an alternate response that our city, that our country could embrace? Yes. But in order to get there, we have to really want it. We have to embrace what will it take to do it. We have to talk soberly and in a real way about the cost to fund it. Sometimes our value and our beliefs outpace our ability to weigh the true cost of putting it into place.
Instead, she wants community to focus on both long and short-term plans for policing.
We let for-profit businesses talk about 5 years, 10-year roadmaps all the time. Where's our 5-year, 10-year roadmap for these very consequential plots of land, right, that are surrounded by real people? It just is going to take a little bit more effort. We typically need to invest in systems with an equal and opposite response, if not more dexterity than what we know today, in order for the new to have a chance of making real change. This is how we get ahead, but being honest about where we're at and what it's going to take to get to where we want to be. It is not a quick solve.
And her hope is for the people of the surrounding neighborhood to lean in to the power within.
Are we as citizens doing our part to ask the right questions, to know whether or not the right systems and processes and people are in place to contribute to community wellness? It's not just the police who own that. It's not just the elected leaders that own that. We have to believe that we too hold the answers by willing to ask the right questions, to demand the right responses, and understanding whether or not the response can actually be supported with the resources. If we don't become real practical and tactical and pragmatic about how to take the first step, we won't take any step. We find ourselves stuck in a loop of having the same impassioned conversation about beliefs, as opposed to look at what we did together, look at what changed.
Former Brooklyn Center police officer Kim Potter is now free after serving 16 months behind bars for the killing of Dante Wright. She was released from a women's prison in Shakopee earlier this week. Potter was convicted of manslaughter and sentenced to 2 years in prison in 2021, lower than Minnesota's recommended sentencing guidelines. Potter claims she mistook her taser for her gun during the traffic stop that ended Dante's life. The judge called it a tragic error and said she believed Potter did not intentionally kill Dante. This comes on the heels of a balloon release Dante's family held to mark the 2-year anniversary of his killing. His family tells us he had an amazing smile and was always making sure everyone around him was happy. Dante would be 22 if he were with us today.
No, we would not be here without the community pressure. You know, these things work. Direct action works, and we're seeing the result of it.
A positive update for community members surrounding the years-long battle with the South Minneapolis Roof Depot site. City officials have agreed to sell them the site if they can raise the money.
Depot! Depot!
This coming after countless protests in response to the city's plan to demolish the vacant lot and turn it into a public works facility, a development East Phillips community leaders say will cause serious harm to their health and the environment. Now, many say this is a crucial step into a cleaner tomorrow, and they say they feel like they can put together the $25 million they'll need to pull it off.
We are eligible for county, state, and federal grants. Just because this project is multi-use, it's agricultural, it is BIPOC business, it is low-income housing. We will have access to many grants that we have not had access to because we are in active litigation with the city. But hopefully, you know, when we get this money and the city sells, we will settle and we'll be able to move forward. And so to hear this news is not only makes me extremely happy, but you know, fills me with excitement about what is the potential for this neighborhood.
We'll continue to follow the story and keep you updated as it develops. This week, the world is mourning the loss of a legend. Harry Belafonte died Tuesday of congestive heart failure at his New York home with his wife Pamela by his side. Belafonte was a famous singer and graced the Broadway stage as an actor, but his biggest appearances took place during the Civil Rights era, where he was a key advocate, fundraiser, mediator, and close friend of the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He's remembered for his relentless pursuit of equality, even when his entertainment career was on the line. Harry Belafonte was 96 years old. Still ahead, we go inside a recording studio where a group of teens are collaborating on a new album.
I learned that it's cool to be myself.
We'll show you how the power of music is transforming tomorrow's stars. Plus, buckle up for a joyride with Daniel the violinist.
So we're putting that out there in the universe.
Out there. It needs to happen.
If you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody at Marvel,
Hook a brother up.
holla at Daniel.
Get access to extended interviews and exclusive content by becoming a monthly subscriber. Support the truth. Go to georgiafort.com, select support, and become a monthly subscriber today.
Are you ready to get in the best shape of your life? At Sir Boxing Club, we offer high-intensity workouts that will push you to your limits and help you reach your fitness goals. Our gym is equipped with state-of-the-art equipment and a family atmosphere. Experienced trainers will guide you every step of the way, whether you're a beginner or a seasoned fighter. Come join us today and start your journey towards a stronger, healthier you. Are you looking for a unique shopping experience? One that celebrates and supports Black businesses and culture? Introducing the Black Market, the ultimate destination for all your shopping, eating, and entertainment needs. At the Black Market, you'll find over 70 Black-owned vendors, all under one roof. From food and fashion to books and art, there's something for everyone at the Black Market. So come visit on the second Saturday of the month from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. to experience the best of what Black businesses have to offer. Visit the Black Market today and show your support for Black businesses and culture. Black business is beautiful at the Black Market.
Are you not confident in your smile? Well, we have a plan for you. Here at Code White Teeth Whitening, we are here to help you reach your smile goals. We're offering up to 70% off your commitment. Now that's something to smile about. Book your session today at codewhitesmile.com and always remember to keep smiling.
Okay, I touched down with my crew. Benz in my shoes, spent your rent on my new shoes. Can't go back broke, no I can't lose.
Nearly a dozen teens are coming together to create a project called Different Perspectives. Today, we head into their studio to see how music is positively impacting tomorrow's stars.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, I touched down with my crew. Benz in my shoes, spent your rent on my new shoes. Can't go back broke, no I can't lose.
It's not every day you hear a group of young artists making music together. But that's what this group of teens are doing, working together to create their own album called Different Perspectives.
Richard hop on the beat, he got a freaky flow. You already know I had to go to the corner store.
It's all a part of a partnership between Dakota County, Twin Cities Catalyst Music, and Hip Hop History and Art.
The talent that is displayed on this project it's massive.
Chadwick Niles Phillips is the instructor behind it all.
We have a song about having fun. We have a song about overcoming struggle. We have a song about what your future is gonna be. So I had them tap into different emotions that everyone could feel and understand, not just from a youth standpoint, but from a human being standpoint.
He always there. He never disrespectful. Even if we mess up, he gonna be respectful with it. Pull us to the corner or the side. Talk to us.
Bam. Burn it. I need to hear them though. I know what it is.
The program makes room for them to tell their stories through music.
With all the things that's going on, from pandemic to unrest, I'm so glad that I'm here to be a safe space with my program.
I've learned that it's cool to be myself. You know, it's cool to show out my passion, and it's cool to show out my talents and all that. It feels good. Like, this has pretty much been my dream my whole life, so I feel like I'm really accomplishing my goals.
When I was younger, I used to be in like foster homes and all this stuff, and you know, I found like music could really help me express my feelings and just put it on words and to, you know, sing and rap.
And it really helped me how to express my feelings instead of like bottling it up when something happened.
and I can really talk and really show people.
Why you wasting my time? Claiming that you love me, but you know that you be lying. You tryna be with me, but be faking the whole time.
We have rappers, we have poets, we have singers. They're aged from 13 to 18. And they have an advanced way of writing that they didn't even know that they had.
It's cool because I get to talk to him. He really give me ideas and show me different ways I could improve my skills. And it's real awesome and it's a privilege.
I do have bad stage fright, but I'm able to sing in front of them and actually feel like I sound good. So they have given me a major confidence boost.
Tell me why I never wanna hear you say, woo! I want it that way.
Now, every Wednesday, the Garage in Burnsville serves as an incubator for the stars of tomorrow.
When I make music, I black out. I'm like in this new world that I've never, like most people don't get to experience. It's new, it's amazing. You feel refreshed.
You were so hot, but now you're cold. C-O-L-D, you left me cold. C-O-L-D, girl, you're cold. C-O-L-D, your family's cold.
When I was in my mom's womb, my dad would play music on my mom's stomach, and then she would feel me kick. And then when I was born, my dad would play a bunch of old music. I knew who Michael Jackson was. If I didn't know who he was personally, I would know his voice when I heard him on the radio.
You and me, 2 Dawn, 2 3, what about us, girl?
I love Michael Jackson's music, you know? So I kind of get my stage presence from, that, old music.
Michael Jackson's my cousin. He's my blood cousin. So that's probably another reason why music just comes naturally.
Just caught me a Birkin bag and now you all up on me. Your new dude can't compare, I ain't worried about lil' homie. Got God by my side, so ain't no way I'm finna be lonely.
The program creates a space for the teens to refine their craft while changing the narrative on what it means to be a young artist.
You learn about BMI, you learned about ASCAP, you learned about how to read contracts.
I learned how to different platforms I could get my music out, and I never knew that before. Because in the other programs, we really talk about that, but that really opened my eyes.
Oh, we already
got
got
that.
It's just the whole group not here.
Yeah.
It's a good amount of us, and we all got real bars, too.
Everything from the lyrics down to the cover art is youth-made.
Since I've been in the garage, my rapping has improved. I always knew I could rap, I just rather write them. But
It was important for me to implement creative control on all facets because a lot of them have endeavors to become entrepreneurs. Whether they stay in music or not, they will always have a memory of a program where they were taught all of the different elements and components of entrepreneurship, of ownership, and of creating legacy. Then on the flip side of it, all of the content is uplifted.
Power, power, power it up. Power, power, power it up. Hey, picking the days, no power up.
All last week, I was telling all my teachers and everything, I'm about to be on a TV show, I'm in the studio, I'm making song, I'm gonna be Spotify,
I've been asking everybody, when my song comes out, you gonna put it on your playlist? You should put it on your playlist, hey, my song finna come out, finna be dropping, and man, it's finna be lit.
I haven't, but I know my mom has. Every time she's on the phone, she's like, Naya, she's gonna be on TV next week. She's like, Naya's making that album. He's like, you gonna hear it. So I'm not doing it, but my mom sure is promoting me, so I ain't gotta do nothing.
Through it all, the artists say they now see more in themselves and their future.
I see myself actually making music when I grow up.
Hopefully we on tour out of the country.
Hopefully, in 5 years, I can move me and my mom out of these apartments and get ourselves back in a house and just comfortable. And I guess probably on a stage performing and not have this stage fright and can perform in front of a big crowd.
Coming up, buckle up for a soulful joyride with Daniel the violinist.
Art is impactful, intentional, and beautiful.
We started showcasing our art together in 2018.
The Tipton Hammond Studio is a reflection of the love we have for each other.
More than just a gallery.
Here, we celebrate the creativity in us all.
This is Tipton Hammond Arts.
In the society that we were brought up in, it's very hard on little black boys. You have to navigate feelings and emotions so the world don't get you.
Sometimes when I cry, I won't know how I'm feeling or why I'm crying.
I just grew up never feeling like it was okay to cry.
Yeah.
And so he really forced me to have to reconnect with the kid that didn't get to cry.
That's beautiful.
We don't cry. We gon' take our piece of the
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are in the right seats for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the.
Joyride is sponsored by Nail Partners. Putting the heart in heartstrings. What you just heard is the sweet and soulful melody heard around the Twin Cities. In this week's Joyride, Daniel, the violinist, shows us how he entertains audiences with every note.
You ready to go on a joyride?
You know, I'm ready.
Have you ever performed in a car before?
I have not.
First
so
time
this
for
is definitely
everything.
going to be interesting.
Yeah. So how'd you get started in music?
And my mom, she put me in violin lessons very young, and I just kind of got started there.
Was there something that inspired your mom to encourage you to play the violin specifically? I feel like it's not the most popular instrument.
I know.
Especially in our community.
No, it's really not. Growing up as an African American kid, especially in Chicago, you're kind of encouraged to go into sports a lot. And that was like one of the things that my mom she didn't like deter us from that, but she wanted us to have like focus on academics and then have something to fall back on. And I think that was kind of how I got into the violin playing. It's such a unique thing.
Did anybody ever tease you about it?
Oh yeah.
What were some of the things that they said?
Oh, you're like the whitest black guy, and you're like nerdy, and like all this stuff, and sometimes it discouraged me.
So, like, was there a turning point or a moment where you felt like, you know, as you were maturing, that you just started to own it?
I was just around musicians, and I was just around people that were like playing music like me. The more time I'm putting in, I'm realizing I'm falling more in love with it, and then I just honestly just stopped caring and just went for it.
How would you describe your latest album, Visionary?
So I'm actually trying to create a new genre. I call it violin cinema. I don't write like songs, I guess. I write like an experience.
I guess I'm not super familiar with the Southern Theater. Tell us why that specific venue is significant to you.
So this past summer, Bridging the Music, say a festival that reached out to me through social media. They go to different cities across the country and they find different artists that are doing unique things. And they asked me to headline the event. It was my first like solo artist show. I got to pick my own music.
Love it.
You sell your own ticket. So that was a big deal for me because I was like, okay, if I'm gonna like really do this thing and put my art out there, like it's really cool to see the people that actually, you know, purchased the tickets and came to support me for that.
So Daniel, what is it that brings you joy? What are the things that make you happy?
I love writing. I love writing music. Like my goal is to write for film. The coolest thing would be to like, if I was like hired by Marvel or Disney to write for them.
I could see that.
Right?
Yes, I could
Yes.
totally see that.
Joy.
So we're putting that out there in the
We're
universe.
putting that out there. It needs to happen.
If you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody at Marvel,
Hook a brother up. Like
holla at Daniel. So are you gonna play for us now?
I'm gonna play for you now.
Put you on the spot.
Sure. See how this works.
Watch the beat drop. Hey. Are you sure you weren't a rapper in a previous life?
I
wish
beats, I was.
These beats go hard, like.
Yeah, I told you, that's that Childish Gambino, the Kanye, the Kendrick, like that's all that influence right there.
I love it. So I love it.
Maybe one day they'll let me write a beat for them and they'll rap over it, and we'll see what happens.
Yes, you're killing it.
Today's Joyride is sponsored by Nail Partners, bringing a renewed approach to commercial real estate and urban planning. Thanks so much for watching Here's the Truth. For extended versions of these stories and more, head over to georgiafort.com. In the meantime, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next Saturday at 11. Next week on Here's the Truth, the Minneapolis NAACP files a lawsuit against the city of Minneapolis and 20 MPD officers. Plus, nearly 3 years later, how a community is rebuilding hope and its neighborhood. Then buckle up for a joyride with Louis Blaze.
Freedom I'ma fight in each and every way, each and every night, each and every day. For freedom I'ma fight.
Watch Here's the Truth, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on the CW Twin Cities.